Feely and performance of the night, Cap and Magomedov. So they won all the money.
What did you make of that performance by Cap? He was down a couple of rounds, and then no one hits as hard as this guy at flyweight, it would seem.
So true. It's just, we always talk about how one punch can change, the trajectory of a fight, and that was it.
Yeah. I'm not asking you to book anything, but on paper, he hits very hard. The champion Joshua Van hits very hard. That feels like a very fun fight we could see in the future.
There you go.
What did you make of the co-main event? Kutalaba versus Navajo Sterling. Crazy brawl back and forth. What did you make of Sterling coming through that test?
Incredible. Yeah. Impressive finish. Kutalada's got a hell of a chin. He was laying there taking all those shots. Can't remember who it was. We have a group chat with the matchmakers, and they were like, I can never tell when he's sort of playing possum. I said, his face doesn't look like he was playing possum, at the end when they were raising his hand, but great win for him.
Yeah. I want to talk about the big story of the week is the White House numbers. I think it was 17 million total viewers in the States. How excited and happy are you with those numbers? I know Paramount are very happy, but you personally, how happy are you with those?
Yeah, I mean, a third of their subscribers tuned in.
I knew we had a shared passion, Hunter.
It was huge, and the global number's massive. So that's going to come out next week. That's the biggest thing that we've ever done, and obviously the biggest thing ever for the sport. And my job, I've been saying this since the end of the ESPN deal, my job is to deliver for Paramount. And boy, have we delivered in 6 months. I mean, a lot of the stuff, we've just been quiet. We let them announce, and then, some of these markets that we're still in are pay-per-view. So you got to go through all the pay-per-view stuff and everything else, but the global number will probably come out next week.
I know you're not going to tell me, but how much bigger is the global number than the state number?
Yeah, there's two problems. We're a public company, and Paramount is a public company, and there's so many massive wins from that night, but I can't talk about any of them because they influence stock movement. So there's so much stuff we can't tell. I'm telling you, just watch what happens. This is like what I said with boxing. Judge us January, 2027 on the body of work we do this year. Wait till you see what we do over the next 2 years. It's just like, and I had a guy come up to me that night after we did the press conference, and basically, what do you have to say about Eddie Hearn? And I said, we are not the same, okay? And let me just put it this way. From here on out, with all the media, I'm not going to say anything about any of these other. We are not the same. We literally right now are competing with the NFL, the NBA, Major League Baseball, and the NHL. If you think about where we sit in the pecking order of the top sports in the country, I don't know this to be true, but I fucking guarantee you it is. The day we announced that we did a $7.7 billion deal, the executives at the NFL said, how the fuck did we not get this money, and how did we not know that kind of money was sitting over? We'll do games on Tuesday, Friday, Saturday. Then you got the NBA, the Major League Baseball is looking for a new deal, and the NHL. So you got, if you look at where TV was 15 years ago, right? All these powerful cable channels and all this stuff, the cable industry is taking a nosedive. So what do you have left? You have NBC, ABC, CBS, and then you have 3 powerful streaming services, right? There's a lot of people fighting over the same turf.
Do you feel like this is a bubble that could maybe pop, like the streaming services can only get so big, or do you feel like even after 7 years, you guys could still potentially grow?
Look at shit that I said 10 years ago. I said when I grew up, there was Channel 3, Channel 5, Channel 8, and Channel 13. I believe that's going to exist again, but globally. Who's it going to be? I mean, Netflix, Paramount, Disney, YouTube, the list goes on and on of all the people that are, it's like the AI arms race right now. The same thing is happening in streaming.
Yeah. There is probably not a better way to follow the White House than with the Conor McGregor return. Do you expect to see similar numbers at that card as you did at the White House?
You guys know how much I love to win and gloat, and I can't do that anymore. There's so much shit I would love to drop on you right now, but you know, you'll see it playing out over, you know, the next year, earnings calls and fucking all this shit. So this will all play out, and I just have to, you know, just keep doing what I'm doing and
stay quiet.
Stay quiet. Just grind.
Yeah. A couple of negatives. Look, the Josh Hockett thing was obviously the big story for the mainstream media going out.
Yep.
That was
disgusting.
Yeah. Do you regret putting him on that card because of those comments? And
no, I mean, listen, there's always going to be people that say things that most of us don't agree with. You know, I mean, just the time, the place, you know, just fucking, yeah, no. I've said many times, listen, I voted for Obama the first time. Didn't vote for him the second time. Then when I was at the inauguration, he was sitting in front of me, and then I saw all this stuff on the internet where people were like, oh, Dana's mad dogging Obama. Obama's the only one that turned around to me, couldn't have been a nicer guy, and said, congratulations on all your success and everything that you've done, whatever. I said, thank you, Mr. President. And I don't believe in this shit. Like all the people that hate Trump, he's not my president. All the people that hated Biden, he's not my president. I got some bad fucking news for you. If you're an American, that's your president. And I respect all presidents, present and past. And you know, not everybody does, and you got to listen to fucking stupid shit like that sometimes, unfortunately, because I also believe in free speech.
Gotcha. Alex Pereira has come out complaining about Herb Dean and the back of the strikes to the back of the head. It's kind of a hard one to talk about, but it seems like now every time Cyril Gane fights, we're kind of talking about some illegal strikes and some fouls after the fact. I'm not saying he's a dirty fighter, but do you think the next time he fights, a referee has to be like, the moment this guy does something, point?
I think every time everybody fights, the referee should be watching everything that happens. And I say it all the time, and I'll say it again. No reffing anywhere is perfect. And it could be an NBA game, could be an NFL game. Definitely some fights. It's never going to be perfect.
You don't feel like there's something with Cyril, or is it just like, look, this is a chaotic sport and it happens?
Well, I also think that if you watch the fight, it's undeniable that he got hit with some strikes to the back of the head. But in the middle of the action, you know, when it's going on and guys are rolling around trying to get out of it, sometimes some fouls happen, and maybe Dean should have said, hey, watch the back of the head, or, you know, warned him or something like that. But, you know, I don't know.
Yeah. Two more quick ones from me. Have you reached out?
I can tell you this. Alex Pereira is not a whiner. And Alex Pereira doesn't complain about things or make excuses, you know, after fights. So I have to believe that he believed that he truly believed that was true.
Have you guys reached out to Tom Aspinall yet about maybe booking that fight with Cyril?
I'm not going to talk about that stuff. I'll tell you something that's funny, though. So AJ just signed with CAA for sponsorship and all that kind of stuff. Doesn't Eddie Hearn have a fucking... Isn't that what he does? Aspinall signs with Eddie Hearn, which is insane. AJ, who's been with him forever, and they're probably best friends, signs with CAA to get...
I just saw Turkey Al-Sheikh saying he wants to bring you guys for a peacekeeping summit.
Listen, the reason I got into boxing, one big reason was I met him and I liked him. And he's made some pretty big things happen in the sport of boxing. This is his biggest challenge yet. That I guarantee you.
Dana, just one quick one for me. Following up on Oscar and the Herb Dean, Alex Pereira situation, it seemed like there was some controversy tonight in the fight with Andre Fili, where when Andre left the cage, he went over and Herb was showing him the replay. Did you happen to see any of that?
Oh, I didn't see that.
Okay.
I'll have to.
Did you see Herb Dean was also very quick to respond to Alex Pereira's kind of complaints about the back of the shot heads? Did you see the video that Herb had put out?
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on that?
I don't know. I really don't have any thoughts on it. That's something that they'll have to work out with the commission, and not my area. Listen, like I said it. Here's what I can tell you: that Alex Pereira is not a whiner, man. That guy doesn't ever complain about anything or whatever. So you have to believe if he's that serious about it, he's upset about it, and he believes it to be true.
Again, I know there's going to be a little time off of events here at the Apex. I hear there's going to be some more continuation on the renovations. Can you give us a little update of what we can expect those changes to be?
Badass. I mean, when it's done, this place is going to be incredible. So where you walk into the Apex down there, that's all going away. There's going to be another skybox up there, and that will be the final renovation for now. But it's going to be incredible when it's done, and a lot more seats. There'll be a lot more seats.
Do you have any idea of what the total number of seats that you guys will be able to sell, or that?
Yeah, is it over 1,000, Lene? Yeah,
After
over
it's finally
1,000.
done, it'll be 1,000.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Last one I wanted to ask you
The enemy is at our
fight on the
doorstep.
Freedom 250, but it started
must
getting a little
defend our
late.
equipment
One of the things I
until
thought that stole the
reinforcements
show
arrive.
that was incredible, and I didn't know if you had any idea how good it was going to be, but the U.S. Marine Band, I believe that was the thing that was playing all the walkouts. Did you hear them beforehand? And to me, I felt like everybody was talking about them, and I just thought that maybe Fight Night, we didn't talk about how good they were. Did you know how good they were going to be, and how happy did they run through that night?
Not until days before. I'm literally about to post something about that. I was going to do it earlier, but I got busy in here. And they were incredible. So as we were always using them leading up, but we didn't know how good they were until we got there and started doing rehearsals. And then Borsari was like, holy shit, wait till you hear this band. And then when they brought me out, they had her play Thunderstruck, and it was incredible. And what was crazy was he says, because we were intending on using a DJ, to do walk-ins and do all this stuff, but once we got into the band, we were like, and you can't tell me, there were moments where we were sitting there, and like the Red Hot Chili Peppers came on. And then I realized, that's not the fucking Red Hot Chili Peppers, that's the band. And, they're incredible. And it's one of the many things that made that event so cool and unique. So what we're trying to do right now is assemble all the, because they still play off sheets of music. So they had sheets of music like the size of a phone book. We're taking all those songs. We're going to have them we're going to try to put together a soundtrack for UFC Freedom 250 and get Zach's rendition of the Star Spangled Banner on it too. So, yeah, it was awesome.
It's funny, I heard some of the fibers say it sounded better than the normal walkout, just the way the rendition maybe was just getting caught up in the moment. And you brought up Zach Brown when he was doing the anthem or singing the song. You couldn't time the flyover any better in that. I think that's the moment that a lot of people took away when just like, that was probably that set the stage for the night. I don't know if you heard a lot of feedback, but I know that was the most magical thing that you see.
There were a lot of magical things that night. Let me tell you this. So, I can't remember if I told this that night. It seems like a fucking year ago to me. But so we had two different receptions. We had a reception in the East Room of the White House. I had 90 invitations. The president had 90 invitations. We invited up there. It was incredible. Food, everybody came out talking, drinking, and then the president came down and addressed everybody. And then we all went out to the fight. But what was happening, it wasn't like we had like the Channel 7 weatherman giving us the military. The military meteorologists who decide whether we go to war because the weather is whatever is the guy who's giving us the weather. And this is no bullshit. So the storm's coming, right? So we canceled the flyover. They're going to turn around and go back because they can't do it in the dark because they fly too close to each other and potential bad weather and all that shit. So Borsari is hitting me and he's saying, canceling flyover, and I'm like, fuck. he's like, it's looking like we'll go out like between 9 and 9:15 is when we can start seating everybody. Because after the storm hits us, we got to clean up and see what gets, things get broken or whatever happens. We got to try to quick fix it, and then we'll get everybody out as fast as we can. So the storm's coming. Fucking storm goes like this. Breaks apart, goes around the White House in the lift, and then continues on. Sorry calls me back and goes, "You're not gonna fucking believe this." And he goes, "What do you want to do?" He goes, "They're talking about the possibility of the outer, because as it goes around, could catch some of the outer stuff." I said, "Fuck it, let's go. Get everybody out there." And he goes, "You and the president have to walk. We have 2 minutes before they turn around and fly back to the base." And we made it just in time. And that whole thing had to be timed out perfectly, because by the time we got to the ledge, he's the home of the brave, and fucking planes fly over. I mean, it just, everything about that night ended up being a miracle. It's crazy. And had we been hit with the storm, not only would we have lost the flyover, but a lot of the stuff about the history of America that we had in the show, we would have had to cut out. Yeah, so it just...
The guys' teaser rankings are coming out. Tell us your keys about what's new.
Hopefully they work. Hopefully they're, come out Monday. We have all the details and everything you need to know about them. We'll hit on
Extraction is ready, unless you can handle more of the enemy.
Like, obviously AI is going to play a big part in this, but like, is there some point where like stats and results can only do the ranking so much? Don't you need like an actual
Keep
person
fighting.
to watch a fight?
Another opportunity to extract will appear soon.
Yeah. So I'm going to have both. I'm still going to do human, non-human, however you want to look at it, ranking. And I think that neither will be perfect, but we'll get us both. I actually, the rankings that are going to come out on Monday, I think, make a lot more sense. I think you're going to have a lot of people who are going to complain and argue, there, that's not right. But we'll see how it plays out over the first year. Wonder Hill. I mean, if you look at the success that we've had already on Paramount Plus, which has completely exceeded their expectations, right? And if you look at what they paid for the product, and we have already in 6 months completely exceeded their expectations. I think that once the merger with Warner Brothers happens, and I mean, we have access to so many more. Not just UFC, but boxing too. Yeah, it's going to be huge. We're in for a fun 7 years. We really are. And we've never been in business with an organization that's so excited to be in business with us, which helps a lot.
If you get what's that you would say that's...
It's impossible, because I was negotiating a deal with Zuckerberg and Musk. That was real. I was literally in my backyard for 2 weeks negotiating that fight. And they wanted the Coliseum. The Coliseum wanted something like $150 million to do it, which that money would go into a fund that restores all the iconic places in Italy. The Coliseum would take Zuckerberg fighting Musk to happen, because those two were going to put up the money for the Coliseum.
I mean, if you get Musk to put up the money for a UFC fight, would you do it?
Mm-hmm.
If you get Musk or Zuckerberg to put up the money for a UFC fight in the Coliseum?
Anybody that wants to put up the money for UFC to fight in the Coliseum, I'm in.
Pretty good.
All right.
when the new rankings come into effect.
Hold on, she's been trying to talk for like 5 minutes here. Go ahead.
You don't really hear things that's impossible. So with that being said, is there anything that you're kind of having in mind that you're trying to do the Spear, unless the White House? What do you have in mind?
Well, I don't. I mean, usually what happens is like the Spear. Tom Brady hit me up and said, hey, want to go to YouTube concert with me? I said, yeah. We went there, and like halfway through the show, I was like, the star of the show is the Spear. And I'm like, I have to do a fight. So that just sort of organically happened. And then in a fight one night, the president leaned over and said, we should do a fight at the White House. I said, yeah.
Extraction is ready, unless you can handle more of the enemy. That's the last of them. Objective is secure. Let's go home. The enemy is at our doorstep. You must defend our equipment until reinforcements arrive. Reinforcements are inbound. Hold the line.
Usually, like all can drink or one by one. All can drink or one by one. This one.
All you can drink or one by one. はい。飲み放題の方がいい。飲み放題の方が絶対安いです。インスタグラムのフォロー全員されると1人ずつ500円引きになるんですよ。Oh, let's do it. We have to follow. Let's explore this room You want to do it? Okay, we're gonna check it out because I have my backup account. Oh, they're already playing. that's just Japan versus Sweden. Bombers, guys. No, guys. That is like $5 for always it's just crazy. Then what is all you can do? What is all you can do? What if they say all you can do is water? So maybe you can also yeah, let's see. It's the only one strong, right? Yeah, so then maybe that one you ask for 1,000 yen, that's the only one.
Reinforcements available. Do you choose to leave now or continue fighting?
Tequila shot costs more.
Keep fighting. Another opportunity to extract will appear soon.
Yeah, not bad, right? What is 500 Did you guys hear us well? I think they can hear more about I think because my battery. This battery Oh, wait, your battery is weird? Yeah. Box for all you can do. 2 hours. あ、でもこの選手名がこういう違う。本当に。
Extraction is ready, unless you can handle more of the enemy. Continue to defend. You will be rewarded for your bravery.
Things seem tough, Nora knows, but believe, though it's going out of style, there are people working to make this system a better place.
Oh, I want to try that. Sleepy's Jelly. Get a free bottle from the store and it takes 10 seconds. Oh, maybe we need to tell them. Oh, let's try. One. 大概10杯で2ショット。Oh! God, wait, holy, that was so close. Oh my god. What? That was actually really close. Holy shit. That was so good. Oh. You weren't even looking, you had your eyes closed. Yeah. Jimmy was the closest. Wait, what happened? What was? It's hard. What the heck? Green light? I don't know, pink issue? Damn it. Oh, fucking take it out. Nice.
そうですね、これだけ世界的なアタッカーなので、彼が対応しても難しいとは思うんですけど、日本代表でそういったのを見ましたけど。
Reinforcements available. Do you choose to leave now or continue fighting? Keep fighting. Another opportunity to extract will appear soon.
これなん試合の開始してすぐっていうのは日本の武器でもあるハイブロックとハイプレッシャーでいくと思います。ブラジルは背後への動き出しが非常に強いですね。試合を進めるにつれて押し込まれる時間のものがあるかもしれないんですが、なるべくディフェンスライン後ろを押し上げてゴール前でプレーさせないということです。
Are those earrings real? No, actually, they're not real. It's actually Yeah, they're like saying. So one guy was saying it. Oh, like no, it's AI. Okay, then go to the console.
私はだったら、これしたら、一生一生座ってみることができるんですけど、これ大丈夫ですか？彼がどんどんボールに触ってくれると、そう っと見づらいとは思うんですけど、そこら辺にボール数を入れても大丈夫です。